afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Game 4 of the Lions Series 2025. The Lions today heading up against the Waratahs, a very exciting team to go up against. Of course, a couple of notable names in here. Rob Leota, Foketti in that outside centre position. Andrew Kellaway over in that right-hand wing as well. All Australian international players with a couple of others smattered in the mix as well. The British and Irish Lions mixing it up this week. The Irish lock combo with Tyburn and James Ryan meet up once again on the pitch together. Finn Smith going in alongside Alex Mitchell means an all-English halfback combo. And of course, the return of the one and only Blair Kinghorn to our screens. Been out for so long with injuries. Got himself on the plane for this Lion series. Starting there, though, in the 11 shirt today, rather than at fullback, where many people will be used to seeing him. Of course, playing over in France, but also doing very well in that Scotland jersey. Mack Hansen out on the other wing for the Lions today. Got a lot to keep up with. There's been some big competition for those winger shirts in this Lion series as they head closer to moving on towards the Wallabies. As we get kicked off then through the big fist there of Hugh Jones trying to get the Lions off to a solid start. Something that's not worked for them so far is being able to get a strong start, but that time Pierre Schouma managing to find his way through, and Henry Pollock trying to get his name written on the back of one of these shirts for the starting games versus the actual Wallabies teams in a few weeks. We'll see how he gets on today as the Lions move up towards this halfway line nice and early today, as Hugh Jones once again carrying it hard into the line. Lions just going through some phases at the minute. Mack Hansen thinks he's seen room out there. Gets a lovely little sidestep. Nice little burst all the way around. Got to go on his own. Or maybe a bit of a late tackle there coming in. But the Waratahs do manage to defend it well. And Lancaster is driven back. The ball is just about still in. And the Waratahs trying to just play out of trouble. This might not be working for them. They're right behind their own try line at the minute. And eventually they do have to dot it down. The Lions do well just to pin them back. And it'll be our first scrum of the game. Going to the British and Irish Lions. A much better start than what we've seen in previous games. And let's see how these boys get on this week. As the referee tells them to crouch. Mitchell getting ready to set up. Put that ball in. Try and start out on a solid platform here as the ball gets laid in. Lions trying to find a push all, but drops down and collapses. And the ref's blown that one up. He's coming over to have a word here with some of the players. Captain Tyburn getting in there. Just think it's collapsed on the front row. And that will be a good let-off for the Waratahs and will make the coaches very happy. Very hard area to try and defend from. Your own 5-metre channel on a defensive scrum. As Jack Bowen will just try and clear some trouble here and put them back out towards their own 22. But of course they do have the line out off the back of this penalty as well. And let's see how this set piece will get on. The Lions struggled last week in the Lions in the line out department. Let's see how the Waratahs can fare and see if they can keep the Lions at bay as well. Is this maul getting held up here? Ref's going to want them to use it. Eventually does say that's once. Oh, that's a good line break though, coming in by Bowen, and rushing across there is Hugo Keenan having to make that tackle. As Waratahs trying to make a break, and you can see there's a few numbers out towards this right-hand side. They've gone left. Was that the right decision? But a pass back inside, wrapped up by Tui Pilotu. The Scottish combo in that centre department today, just, getting back into this one is what you want to be seeing. Huey Pilotu works so well as a combo partnership in the Scotland jerseys. Let's see how they fare with the Lions once again as they wrapped up once again. That time Dobbins trying to take it hard towards the line. They're going to try and play something a bit different here. Oh, Mack Hansen's moved up, putting himself in that defensive line, and it was noticed. It's a good kick over the top, just allows them a bit of territory. Weren't really making a lot of meters there. Nothing wrong with taking the kick option. If you can see that grass in the backfield, as Cameron Dickey this time will set up the line out. Taking a long time to get this one in. Eventually does go front. Oh, but it's stolen there, and that's another big move for the Waratahs. But James Ryan does well to read the offload. The set piece struggling for the Lions so far in this game as Tui Pilotu pops it off to that man there. Hugh Jones trying to make his room around the outside. Blair Kinghorn cut back on the inside, but don't think managed to get the call across to the Scottish outside centre. And James Ryan this time carries it hard up to the line. That's a good handoff. Just to make a couple extra metres, keep you on the front foot, and they go out this time to Hansen. Not going to get around the winger there, and is wrapped up. Oh, I'm sorry, it was Leota actually found himself out on the wing. He's done very well to wrap him up there, and they do manage to get that ball turned over, but back it goes by Ben Earl. Always good on the floor. Oh, and he's made the breakthrough. The line, can he get all the way into the corner? And does. Cannot take your eyes off this boy for a second. Saw that turnover coming in. They know a lot of players here are going to be fighting for these back row jerseys as they go up against the Australian team, sorry. Waratahs getting a good turnover at the breakdown, retrieve the ball themselves, and just a few players switching off, thinking they've turned that ball over. Ben Earl, the only one to remain, eyes on the ball, thinks he could steal it back and does manage it and will get over for the first try of the game as Finn Smith will set it up. There's some long-range kicking now. There was some really good kicking by Finn Russell last week. Let's see how Finn Smith gets on. Kicks it long. Oh, it's come off the post, but it has gone over. That's all that matters. As long as they were able to just about get it through the post. That will take them out to 7-0. You feel like the Lions have really been applying the pressure so far in this game, but the Waratahs dealt with it very well. Just that minor slip up there to let Ben Earl break through. And he does have some really, really good pace just to allow him to break him through. And there he is once again, the try scorer, managing to just take this one in. It's slow. Oh, that's good work, though, coming in by Dobbins. And no one seems to know where they're trying to go, trying to find the room. And they do manage to get the ball back, though, just outside the Lions 22. That's a short pass. Oh, but it's worked. That's actually a really good call on the line there, being able to charge through. No one really ready for it. And the Lions defensive line looking very, very short. If they could go wide, and they do try and get it out there to Andrew Kellaway, who's moved off his wing, trying to find way through the midfield. It hasn't worked. A bit of a sidestep coming in, though, by Bowen, just moving them up towards this Lions 22. And there could be ways out there as Fouquetti gets absolutely clattered, but does get the pass back inside. Lions trying not to commit too hard to the breakdown now. They'll be looking, just trying to keep those points at bay. It is something that has caused them concerns in the last few games, just allowing those scores to go against them early on. Sure, words from the coaches will have been just to hang on, keep that defence nice and tight for that one that time. As Cowan-Dickey, great pace off the line, and it's worked for them. They've been able to apply good pressure as they get a turnover there. Hugh Jones saw a bit of a gap himself, just trying to make it work. But I do think the Waratahs have managed to get it back again. The breakdown work from the Waratahs today, very, very good. Just applying pressure, trying to get those turnovers, just slow down the Lions being able to build some control into this game. And they'll go right once again. Oh, that's a good line there by Finn Smith. Hits his number very, very hard there. Right underneath the old floating rib. That'll take a second to just regain a bit of air back in the system from that. Oh, that's a good offload, though, as Fouquetti sees room in that backfield. Hugo Keenan chasing it down, decides they won't try and go quickly. Just trying to play the territory game at the minute. Still 7 minutes left on the clock as Pierre Scuman goes over for a quick word with the referee as well. Luke Cowan-Dickey then. Another line out. Bit tougher on this one. Got to try and get these lineouts working and don't. And once again, it is stolen by the Waratahs. Oh, they found a line out of nowhere, and Lancaster dives it over. The set piece for the Lions in all sorts of trouble today. That's a big leap there by the Waratahs. Able to get it back, and then a handoff on James Ryan, breaking through the line. Really solid pick of the line there by Lancaster. Just nobody back in defence. Everyone would just expect them to reclaim the ball. That set piece has been an area of concern for the Lions in this first half, as Jack Bowen once again will be stepping up to get involved with kicking duties as he tries to convert this into 7, and does. That's a nice conversion through. Will draw them all level. Sometimes just playing that territory game when you're not making the meters with the ball in hand, going for those kicks. It was a good move by Fouquetti just to put them in the position, knowing that their set piece has been working well today. It's all good decision making by the men in blue, as Finn Smith will get us kicked off once again. Goes high for this one as Tyke Byrne rushing very, very hard at that line, but it's a good lift by the Waratahs just to hold up in there, and it is wrapped up. Referee's called a maul. It's looking a bit contained. Ref wants them to use it. There's a couple of Lions players. They're potentially offside. I don't think it's been picked up by the referee, and they're going for that kick once again. They're trying to make the most of that backfield room, and this time Hansen, though, a bit more aware to it, tries a wild offload to James Ryan, does get to his man, and they're trying something a bit different now, playing a bit more of an expansive game as they try and get out. It's a bit of a rough pass, though, coming by Van der Fleer. Can't get it to Kinghorn. Oh, and there goes Andrew Kellaway. Don't give that man room out on the wing as the clock turns red, but I'm sure the Waratahs want to play on because they're in a good territory here. Oh, there's a loose pass coming in, well read by Tyke Byrne, and the Lions will just want to have a bit of a soft reset here. Yeah, not surprised. Finn Smith wants to kick that one off. Now, going at half-time, 7 all apiece. That set piece has been struggling for the Lions, a bit disjointed today. I think the Waratahs will be pretty happy with how they've managed to defend and coming back into this game. 7-all at half-time. The Lions up against the Waratahs for the next leg in their stint of the Tour of Australia. And what an interesting game it's been so far. Much more tooth and nail opening than some of the other games. Both teams looking to compete very hard at the breakdown. Big story so far has been that set piece and how well the Waratahs have been defending a 5-metre scrum early on very, very well. Being able to steal those lineouts and make the most of that territory and possession, going for the kicking game as well. British and Irish Lions first on the scoreboard. A turnover going against them, actually turned over in the very next ruck by Ben Earl. Great work to pick up the ball when the Waratahs just switched off, maybe for the only real time in this game, managing to make that breakaway and scoring the try converted by Finn Smith in off the post. But that set piece certainly been an issue for the Lions, and Waratahs done very well. A kick by Focchetti, being able to just find that room in the backfield, giving the Lions the line out, stolen at the front, and Derby Lancaster able to make a superb line through to score the try, to draw it back level, kicked over by Jack Bowen as well, who's made some good inroads himself. It's a tough old contest, some players really stepping up, a couple of those Australian internationals really making themselves known to this British and Irish Lions squad. We'll have to have words at half-time as to what can change up, because possession and territory both in the Waratahs' favour. Let's see what goes on in this second half. On to the second half then. Finn Smith to get us kicked off and underway. 7-all apiece, not a lot separating these teams. Well, apart from the possession percentage in this game going massively favourable to the Waratahs. There'll have to have been big words by the Lions coaches at half-time to try and shake up this team and make a bit of an impact as the Waratahs get us kicked off here with a nice box kick going long, lands in the hands of Mack Hansen, manages to get around one, eventually snaffled up by that Waratahs defence. This time they go a little bit wider. Oh, that's a great breed. Fantastic coming in there. I think that was Leota being able to get on the end of that ball. I think Josh Radafia was through, but wasn't expecting to be. Tried to go for the wild offload, and the Waratah man just picking it out of thin air. Beautiful work by the lock, and now the Waratahs have the opportunity to make their own little break as they get it out wide. It's a little bit slow as Taniela Tupou. He's certainly a big man. He's good in a lot of areas, maybe not quite so much trying to break down the wing away from the speedster that is Mack Hansen, but making a couple extra meters for his team here as Lions find themselves on the back foot once again as they try and play wide. That's a very, very looping pass. A couple of the Lions players misread it as well, but the try scorer there, Lancaster, making a few more meters as well as they move up towards this Lions 22. That's a good pass going out wide, and Tui Pelotu has to step in and try and make a bit of impact in there. Oh, they've managed to turn it over at the breakdown there, and Ben Earl, he's through once again. Nobody really on him. The fullback's going to have to step in here, and Mack Hansen's got a bit of pace. Oh, and breaks to the line. Can Andrew Kellaway get back for him? And Mack Hansen breaking away to take that one over. Finn Smith runs over to take a bit of congratulations, even though he wasn't part of it. Ben Earl might be on for player of the match here as he makes yet another great break. None of the Waratahs men, just surrounded by front five players, not got the gas to get on the end of him. Good support running by Mack Hansen, and no one able to get back for him as they'll set up for the conversion. But a few subs coming on here. There's obviously been words as we see Dan Sheehan, Joe McCarthy coming on as well. There's a bit of a change here to the front row and that lock department. Obviously the coaching staff probably not too happy with how that set piece has been working out for them. So changing your front row to improve the scrum. A few extra supporting players in terms of your lock department. Of course, Tyke Byrne and his lock combo partner, very, very good in the Ireland team, so no reason to not chuck them on together here at in the red of the Lions jersey. As Mack Hansen very happy to have got on the scoreboard for this one. Very, very tough competition for those back three shirts as they head on towards the Wallabies, as the Waratahs will get us kicked off once again. Bowen this time going for a very, very high ball, lands onto the arms of Sheehan there, who was not ready for Taniela Tupou to come in like a cruise missile and absolutely knock him on his backside. Not a player used to being thrown to the ground there. Really good work by the Australian prop, and they managed to get the turnover at the breakdown, and Focchetti's managed to find room, moves them all the way up to that 5-metre channel. Lions players really out of position as well for this one. They do try and go towards that left-hand side. They play it back inside to Walton. Still just trying to find where that room is. Lions defence all over the place. That's a great line coming in by Finn Smith once again. Body on the line. Only man there. That's a tackle that needed to be made, and They still try and put pressure on there as Bowen gets the outside match on the offload game by the Waratahs. Very, very good. Trying to probe where that room is going to open up, and this time Tyke Byrne has to step in. Wrestles his man to the ground. Mack Hansen quick off the line on this one again as Fouquetti managing to break the... Oh, he's looking for it. You can just tell the outside centre sniffing around that try line. He wants one himself. That's a big shot coming in by Mack Hansen on Rob Leota there. And the Lions have managed to steal this one back. And Joe McCarthy just tries to put a boot on the end of it. Not the greatest kick in the world you'd expect from the lock. Just trying to make a few extra meters. Lovely pass out the back of the hands there by Andrew Kellaway. Sets Lee Warner back inside the Lions 22. Still trying to make inroads as Leota with a handoff this time. Just got to try and get all your players back on side as they play left. Once again, that's a nicer line coming in there. That's a great little breakthrough, and Hugo Keenan has to dive in. Try saving tackle. There's no one on this left-hand wing. If they go out wide... Oh, Bowen tried to take it himself. There was a two-man overlap. Poor decision-making there by the fly half. Sometimes you've just got to give that extra pass, and the Lions rushing off. This is brutal defence by the men in red. As they shift left this time, they try and go wide once again to Taliatupo. Trying to find room down that wing. That's a good line through the middle. Oh, but they've played one pass too many maybe. And it hasn't worked for them. The Lions able to recover the ball. And Alex Mitchell just tries to clear the lines. Will find touch. Respite needed. The Waratahs applying all sorts of pressure. I think there was two clear opportunities for a try in there. One, an act maybe of a bit too much selfishness, not giving the pass. And then one, almost giving the pass too early. Causing the problems for them here as they'll set up for another line. And they do get it and they'll hold it for the maul. Lions have thrown everyone in there. The ref's saying to use it, and I think the Lions have managed to grind that to a halt. That's a bit of a shame for the Waratahs. What a good position there. And we will go for a scrum. Now this is an area where the Waratahs managed to turn this one over in their own 5-meter channel right at the start of the game, if you remember. This is an area that Lions will be keeping an eye on. Totally new front row for the Lions though as well, so keep your eye on this one as they get the big shove this time. And Ben Earl's not messing about with it, wants to try and pick it up himself and go. He's made a couple of fantastic breaks today as he finds Finn Smith, who thinks he's seen room in that backfield, just trying to play the territory game. Maybe they know time is on their side, and Mack Hansen rushing quickly up on the line, and Tui Pelotu shuts them down. The Waratahs back in their own half now, and they go for the box kick, trying to find room. No one in that backfield actually. That wasn't a terrible option, but Mack Hansen's done very well to sweep up this ball in the second half. Just knowing they're trying to ping that backfield if they can find it, and eventually getting out there to Henry Pollock's been a bit quiet today, not making huge inroads, but that's great work going in. And Rob Leota making a last-ditch effort to break away here, and Alex Mitchell covering tackle as well. Trying to rush back on side as they'll go wide this time too. Tyke Byrne gets the offload, and Kinghorn stepping in. Big tackle out on that wing as they make a charge back up the inside. The offload game from the Waratahs has just been so impressive today. That time might be a bit isolated. Got to keep an eye out for it. Oh, and the ball's got a little bit wrong. Potentially there's a knock on in there. The ref's having a look at it. I'm not sure if that's been called for going backwards or not. It's all got a bit scrappy. Oh, but the Lions able to pick up this loose ball. The handling has just let them down a few times today. Mack Hansen. Oh, what on earth is he doing? He's playing on. He thinks he's seen room. He wants this shirt for the Wallabies games. And he's carrying it himself all the way. Rather than just kicking it out, he wants one final one on the board. And what a breakaway by Mack Hansen. Superb work, managing to find that room. And the Waratahs just not quite able to turn the attack back into defence. God, it's very difficult to swap your mindset so quickly. And Mack Hansen, when he sees the room, he's just not afraid to go for it himself. Hugging that touchline. You've got to hope that if he was going to get tackled, he might have just kicked that one out into touch rather than remained isolated and given away a penalty. But great, great work by the winger. And Finn Smith to finish this one off with a final conversion. 3 from 3 for him today. 21 points to 7. You have to say, a scoreline that does not reflect the sheer pressure given by the Waratahs on that one. Only 7 points. I think there was at least 2 or 3 big opportunities for the Waratahs to get on it. Sometimes when you get into that red zone, you've just got to find a way to finish those points off and get those big scores on. This game could have had a very different light. Does that man there, Ben Earl? What a game he had today in that number 8 shirt. Well, there we have it, guys. 21 points to 7 for this leg of the Lions Tour 2025. Do you think this is a resembling score of something we could see on the weekend, or do you think the Waratahs will come in with a win themselves? Let me know down in the comment sections, guys. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.